going in terms of Jodi Arias being on the stand for so long? How do you think she's doing overall?
Well, I think she is an excellent witness in regards to the fundamentals of what we ask someone to do on the witness stand. She's very articulate. She looks the jury in the eye. She explains herself very well, and on certain occasions, she has stood up on cross-examination extremely well. However, the problem that she really has is that there are so many bad facts in this case for her, and the prosecutor just has so much to work with in terms of evidence. So that may overcome any type of technique that she may be using on the stand that would bode in her favor.
I agree in terms of her having an answer for everything and really answering every question without missing a beat. Jose, I want to show you a moment from yesterday and get your take on it. Take a look.
Sure.
All I can do at this point is say what happened to the best of my recollection. And if I'm convicted, then that's because of my own bad choices in the beginning.
We were cringing when we watched that yesterday, thinking, what is she saying if I'm convicted? Jose, is there a risk for keeping Jodi on the stand for that long, day after day, and the questions that she had to answer?
Well, the way you have to really look at this case is, first off, it's a death penalty case. And a lot of times defense lawyers, when trying a death penalty case, do priority one, which is save the client's life. And sometimes that conflicts with trying to get an acquittal. And I think in this situation, that's exactly what's happening. They've kept her on the stand for such a long period of time because I think what they're trying to do is they want Jodi to grow on the jury. If you know someone well, if you hear so much of them, it's a lot harder to kill them. So whether you agree with them or you... Exactly. Whether you disagree with her or... I think it is, and the reason I think it is because you know, by sitting there listening to her, one thing that probably pops into a lot of people's mind, and that is this girl is really bright, and she could have been anything in life, and it's such a shame that things ended up this way, and she made certain decisions and possibly certain actions, but you know, it just makes people. It makes the decision of death a lot harder. I can tell you that.
You can certainly relate to a case of this magnitude, all eyes watching. What was it like representing, let's say, a woman who America didn't like with all that pressure, being a death penalty case?
Well, it's extremely hard. You know, I certainly hope that the last thing the lawyers are doing are watching TV. That doesn't help anyone. I avoided it like the plague, and these lawyers are good lawyers. She's very, very lucky that she has these lawyers who are giving it their all. They have very little to work with in her favor, and they're putting up a fight and making the evidence, putting the evidence to the test, which is what defense lawyers should do. And I commend them for it, and I think they're really doing an excellent job.
You say you didn't watch TV. Did you use social media, Facebook and Twitter, while you were representing Casey Anthony to kind of get a sense of what people were thinking, or were you just focused on the case at hand?
Not at all. No, you focus on those jurors. I've heard that reported multiple times, and that's incorrect. We never utilized social media you know, after jury selection. We used it to select the jury, and we were using it to research the jurors. But when it comes to that sort of thing, you only care about those 12 jurors. You don't care about what the public says, because they're not the ones you're presenting your case to.
Right. Casey Anthony was in court this week, Jose, seen with Cheney Mason. Do you have any thoughts on Casey today? Are you in any communication with her?
Not really. You know.